Welcome to Gyan Ganga. In this session, we will be emulating the LAN using virtualization techniques. Here is the detailed experiment. To build a basic virtual network, emulating two hosts using network namespaces and a Linux bridge emulating the Ethernet switch. In the previous session, we have discussed about the network namespaces, how to create a micro container using a separate instance of a network namespace. The link of that video is placed in the description box. We are very much familiar with the physical world. We had two hosts, host A and host B. We have Ethernet cables here, and we had a switch. It can be a D-Link or a Cisco switch. The same thing we are now trying to emulate in the virtual world. We have two microcontainers, C1 and C2 emulating the host. We have a Linux bridge, which is a software bridge, and we have a virtual Ethernet cables, V1, V2, V3, V4. Now, we will see how to create this using some commands. Now here, IP netns add command will create the microcontainers. brctl commands which we use to operate on the Linux bridge. So these commands will add a bridge or create a bridge and bring it up. brctl add br, and we are switching off the spanning tree protocol, and we are bringing up the bridge interface. Now we need to create these cables. This is done by this command, ip-link add command, which will create the virtual cables. Now we have all the virtual components. We need to interconnect this. First we will see how to interconnect this microcontainer to the Linux bridge. So first we need to add V2 interface to the bridge interface. So we are adding there, and the next we will add V1 to the C1. So it can be any order. So IP link set V1 to network namespace C1. And now I need to go inside the container and configure the IP address for V1. So this is the command I use. I need to go inside the container. This is the command, and then configure the IP address for V1. So we have done the configuration. Next is we need to bring up these two interfaces, V1 and V2. Again, if you want to do anything inside the container, we'll have to go inside the container, execute this command to bring up the interface V1. Again, we need to bring up the interface V2. So now we have interconnected the container and the Linux bridge. Similarly, we need to go and interconnect C2 and Linux bridge. Same set of commands. Adding interface V4 to the bridge, and then adding interface V3 to the network namespace C2 or a microcontainer. Next, we have to go inside the container C2 and then configure the IP address. Next, we will go inside the container and then configure the interface V3, and then we'll bring up the interface V4. So in this way, we have now interconnected. Okay, now we will go and execute this script. Okay, to be sudo. Yes, it is dumping some logs that we will not worry now. We will inspect one by one. First, we will see whether the network namespaces or microcontainers are there. So we have two microcontainers which is having a unique network namespace, right? And now we will see whether we have the bridge brctl show. Okay, it lists all the bridges what we are interested in, br0, right, and which has two interfaces, v2 and v4. Okay, now we will see whether I have v1 interface on the host. So we don't have v1 because v1 is only part of this container, it cannot be seen from the host. Similarly, can I see v2? Yes, because v2 is part of the host namespace, host network namespace, as well as this Linux bridge is part of the host network namespace. Similarly, can I see v3? No. Can I see v4? Yes, v4 is part of the host network namespace. Now, how do I see v1 interface? We need to go inside the container, pa show v1. Now we have seen this interface. If you carefully see, we have configured the IP address, the interface is up, and this is the index 83 whose other pair is 82, which is in the host network namespace. Similarly, I can see v3 in the container c2. See here, IP address is 10.10.3. We have 85 index whose other end is 84 in the host namespace. Okay, now we need to ping from here to here. So can we try pinging from the host and see whether it works or not? No, it doesn't work. There is no connectivity between the host and the other container. Oh, the connectivity is only between the two containers C2 and C1. Okay, now we'll go inside the container and then execute. We will just ping 3 times 10.10.10.3. So uh, we can wisely capture the packets for later analysis, how exactly things happen. This is the beauty of virtualization, because without investing on two different PCs and a switch, we can deploy a LAN infrastructure and then analyze also. Okay, see here, TCP dump minus I'm capturing it the packets on the v4 interface. We can either capture here or here or here, anywhere, but I'm capturing it on v4. Okay, and capturing it, and now let me execute this. Okay, ping is working, that's more important. We can, okay, now let us analyze this. Since it is in my cloud, I will have to bring it back here. Okay, I am now bring the same thing here. Now I have only one file. I'll go to the Wireshark, right? And then see here, just now I have, okay. Now this is the packets that I have captured. See here, first thing, there is an ARP request that has been sent from C1, the whose MAC address is B6E5. Let us verify that. See here, the MAC address of C1 is B6E540. Same thing, just done a broadcast requesting for an IP address, right? ARP request. Who has 10.10.3? Please tell me. And it has been received by C2 container. Where is C2? What is its MAC address? 4A8C08. So that container, that host has now sent a direct reply to this MAC address saying that, hey, I have this IP address 10.10.3. That's the ARP reply. Now, once the MAC address is, once the MAC address of the destination is got uh, to the container C1. Now the ping will be successful. See, they have ping three times, request, reply, request, reply, request, reply. After that, even the destination will learn the MAC address of C1. How? See here. He is requesting 4A8C. It is the IP address or a MAC address of the C2. He is requesting directly to C1. Who has this? Do you really have this IP address? He responds saying that yes, I have. This ends the transaction, right? So now we have successfully set up the LAN. We have also pinged. We also understood how ARP works, right? How the transactions happen between the two hosts initially. Okay. Now we have set this up. Now we can easily terminate also the setup. See how we can terminate. Now first we have to bring down the interfaces. I go to C1 and then bring down V1. I go to C2 and then bring down V3. I go to bridge. Okay, it's in the host only, so directly I can bring it down. V2, V4. I brought down all the four interfaces. Now I will detach it from the bridge, detaching this endpoint from the bridge, detaching this endpoint from V4. Okay, we use drctl command, delete interfaces. Now I need to bring down the bridge. So I brought down this bridge. Now I can remove these cables. IP link dev v2. I can only delete one end, other end will go off. Here also I am deleting v4. Okay, either end if I delete, other end will go off. Now I am deleting the bridge. Also finally I am deleting the network namespaces. So it's a child play. I can just like that spin a LAN infrastructure and I can remove it. And I'll execute now. Done. So we will verify it. Do we have namespaces? No. Do we have the bridge BR0? No. Do we have interfaces V2? No. V4? No. Since there is no container, I can't even enter inside. So in this way, we have set up the virtualized LAN or a LAN using the virtualization techniques. We also unfolded it. Friends, this is all we have in this session. Hope you have enjoyed this session. We will see you back in the next session with some interesting experiments. Till then, happy learning, take care, and thank you.